Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you might save your life, not from something outside, but from the war you're fighting inside your own head right now. You know the one I'm talking about, the voice that whispers you're not good enough, the thoughts that won't let you sleep, the mental prison you built without even realizing it. Today, that ends, because you're about to learn something the ancient warriors knew, something that will make you unbreakable. Every single day, your mind generates thousands of thoughts, some helpful, most destructive. And here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit. You've been treating every random thought like it's a fact, like it's the truth, but it's not. Your thoughts are not reality. They're just electrical signals firing your brain, nothing more. The Stoics understood something profound, something that modern psychology is only now catching up to. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, wrote these words while leading armies and governing an empire. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you'll find strength. Think about that for a moment. The Emperor of Rome, reminding himself daily that his thoughts were the real battlefield, not the barbarians at the gates, not the political enemies, but the voice inside his head. If he needed this reminder, what makes you think you don't? Here's where most people lose the battle before it even begins. They believe they're their thoughts. Someone cuts them off in traffic, and suddenly they're an angry person. They have one anxious thought, and now they have an anxiety disorder. They think something negative, and they've labeled themselves as broken. But pause here and understand this deeply. You are not the thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. You are the sky, and thoughts are just clouds passing through. Some clouds are dark and heavy. Some are light and peaceful, but none of them are you. They all pass, if you let them. Epictetus, who was once a slave before becoming one of history's greatest philosophers, taught his students this fundamental principle. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. Read that again, because it changes everything. The event itself is neutral. It's your interpretation that creates suffering. Your girlfriend leaves, that's an event. Your mind says, I'm unlovable, I'll die alone, nobody will ever want me. That's interpretation. And interpretation, unlike the event, is something you control. This is your power. This is where freedom lives. Now, let me show you something most people never realize. Every negative thought follows a pattern, a script your mind has memorized. It goes like this. Something happens. Your mind instantly searches for the worst possible meaning. It finds evidence to support that meaning, and then it loops that story until you believe it's real. Someone doesn't text back. Your mind doesn't think, maybe they're busy. No, it immediately jumps to, they hate me, I said something wrong, I'm annoying, they're avoiding me. See the pattern? One neutral event, 5 negative interpretations, all manufactured by your own mind. The Stoics had a practice for this. They called it separating impressions from judgments. Here's how it works. When something happens, pause, name what actually occurred, just the facts, nothing else. My friend didn't reply to my message, that's the fact. Now notice all the stories your mind wants to add to that fact, and realize those stories are optional. This brings us to something critical, something that will shift everything if you truly understand it. Your suffering is not caused by external events. It's caused by your resistance to what already is. Think about that. Most of your mental pain comes from fighting reality. Your boss criticizes your work. Instead of accepting it and improving, your mind fights. This shouldn't have happened. It's not fair. I work so hard. They don't appreciate me. All that resistance, all that mental arguing, it doesn't change what happened. It just keeps the pain alive. Marcus Aurelius called this the art of acquiescence, accepting what is not because you're weak, not because you're giving up, but because fighting reality is the definition of insanity. What happened, happened. The only question that matters now is, what will you do next? Here's where it gets deep. Seneca, another Stoic master, observed something fascinating about human nature. He noticed that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Let me say that again. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of your pain is not happening right now. It's a story of what might happen or what already happened, playing on repeat in your mind. You're lying in bed, physically safe, fed, sheltered, Yet your mind is torturing you with scenarios that haven't occurred, conversations that may never happen, failures that exist only in your imagination. This is invisible war, and you've been losing it because nobody taught you how to fight it. So let's learn to fight. First, weapon awareness. You cannot change what you're not aware of. Start noticing your thoughts, not judging them, not fighting them, just watching them. Oh, there's a thought that I'm not good enough. Interesting. Oh, there's anxiety about tomorrow. I see you. This simple act of observation creates space, and in that space, you reclaim your power, because once you're watching your thoughts, you've proved you're not them. The watcher cannot be the watched. The observer cannot be the observed. You are the one who notices, not the noise being noticed. Second weapon, questioning. When a negative thought appears, treat it like a hostile witness in court. Cross-examine it. Is this absolutely true? What's the evidence? Is there another way to see this? What would I tell a friend who had this thought? Most negative thoughts crumble under basic questioning because they were never facts. They were just fears dressed up as truth. Third weapon, redirection. Your mind is like a wild horse. It will run wherever it wants unless you take the reins. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, redirect deliberately. Ask yourself, what's one thing I'm grateful for right now? What's one action I can take? What would my highest self do in this moment? This isn't toxic positivity. This isn't pretending everything is fine. This is you choosing where to direct your mental energy, because energy flows where attention goes, and you've been feeding the darkness for too long. Now, let's talk about something nobody wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. Your environment is programming your mind every single day. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the conversations you have, all of it is shaping your inner dialogue. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll start complaining. If you're drowning in negative news, you'll see a negative world. If your social media feed is full of people showing off their perfect lives, you'll feel inadequate. This isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility to change it. Seneca warned his students, associate with people who will improve you. Welcome those you can improve. He understood that mental hygiene requires environmental discipline. You cannot build a peaceful mind in a chaotic environment. It's like trying to meditate in a war zone. So audit your life ruthlessly. Who drains you? What content makes you feel worse? Which habits feed your negative thinking? Then eliminate or minimize. This isn't about running away. It's about protecting your most valuable asset, your mind. Here's something else the Stoics knew that modern people have forgotten. Discipline is freedom. We think discipline is restriction, but it's actually liberation. When you discipline your thoughts, your habits, your environment, you're not limiting yourself. You're freeing yourself from chaos. Marcus Aurelius had a morning routine. He would remind himself of the difficulties he would face that day, the difficult people, the challenges, the frustrations. Why? Because mental preparation removes surprise, and surprise is what triggers reactive thinking. When you expect obstacles, you meet them with calm, not chaos. Try this tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Remind yourself, today will have challenges. People may disappoint me. Things may not go as planned, and that's okay, because I don't control events. I only control my response. This simple practice builds mental armor. Now, I need to tell you something that might be hard to hear, but it's crucial. Sometimes, your negative thinking isn't a mindset problem. It's a biology problem. You're not broken. You're just exhausted, sleep-deprived, nutrient-deficient, overstimulated, and burnout. When your nervous system is in survival mode, everything feels like a threat. Your brain cannot distinguish between actual danger and perceived danger. So it treats a difficult email the same as a lion attack. Your thoughts aren't the enemy. Your depleted state is. This is why the Stoics emphasized physical discipline alongside mental discipline. They knew the body and mind were connected. If you're not sleeping, if you're not moving your body, if you're running on caffeine and stress, no amount of philosophy will help. You need rest, real rest. So here's your permission to sleep 8 hours, to say no to things that drain you, to take a walk without your phone, to sit in silence. Recovery isn't weakness, it's strategic. A tired mind cannot think clearly, and an unclear mind makes poor decisions. Let me share something powerful about gratitude. And I don't mean the shallow kind where you pretend everything is perfect. I mean the deep recognition of what remains, even in darkness. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who is too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Your negative mind focuses only on what's missing, what's wrong, what's not enough. But gratitude forces you to see what's present, what's working, what's still here. This is ignoring problems. It's balancing perspective. When you're drowning in negativity, gratitude is the rope that pulls you out. Every night, before sleep, name 3 things that didn't go wrong today. Not things that went right, but things that simply were. You woke up, you ate, you're breathing, you have shelter. These aren't small things, they're everything. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it reminds you that pain isn't all there is. Here's the final truth, the one that ties everything together. You will never be free from negative thoughts. Never. They're part of being human, part of being alive, but you can be free from their control. You can have a negative thought and not become it. You can feel fear and still act with courage. You can experience doubt and still move forward. This is what the Stoics called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They didn't avoid thinking about bad outcomes. They prepared for them mentally so that if they happened, they were ready. Not afraid, ready. There's a massive difference. So practice this. Imagine your worst fear coming true. Then ask, could I survive it? Could I rebuild? Could I find meaning even in that? The answer, almost always, is yes. And once you know you can survive your worst, I want you to understand something deeply. You are stronger than you know, not because you've never struggled, but because you're still here, still fighting, still searching for answers. That's not weakness. That's warrior spirit. The battle in your mind is real, but you are not defenseless. You have awareness, you have choice, you have the ancient wisdom of Stoics who faced worse and remained unbroken. Use these tools daily, not when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. Your mind will resist. It's comfortable in its patterns, even if those patterns hurt. Change requires consistency, not intensity. Small actions, repeated daily, compound into massive transformation. 5 minutes of questioning your thoughts, 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of stillness. That's 15 minutes that could change your life. And remember this always. You are not your past. You're not your worst day. You are not your negative thoughts. You're the one who observes, the one who chooses, the one who persists. That's who you really are. Everything else is just weather passing through. The ancient Stoics believed that philosophy wasn't something you studied. It was something you lived. Every moment was practice. Every challenge was training. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They used whatever life gave them to become stronger. So use this moment right now to decide. Decide that you will no longer be controlled by random thoughts. Decide that you will question, redirect, and discipline your mind. Decide that you are done suffering needlessly, not because suffering will disappear, but because you'll face it differently. This is your invitation to join the lineage of warriors who master the only battle that truly matters, the one within. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. You just need to start. One thought at a time, one day at a time, one choice at a time. Your mind is your strongest weapon or your greatest enemy. The choice has always been yours.